50.
Should probably switch it because it's mirrored.
Who's mirrored?
Is it mirrored?
No?
What is this?
It's not mirrored, but it is looking from that way to this way. So it should be switched. 50.
50.
Episode 50. Our anniversary was actually
A couple days ago.
St. Patrick's Day. That was when our trailer and first episode dropped. St. Patrick's Day 2025.
It's been a year and a couple of days.
Yep. But this is actually episode 50 because we've missed a week randomly here and there. But we'll do something different, sort of, for 52. We talked about it. Yeah. I think it's a good idea to do what we said. But that's not what we're talking about in this episode.
No.
Or 51. But that's what we'll talk about for 52.
That, this, and other things.
What?
Huh?
Who?
This?
Yeah, what about it?
Talking about this and other things?
Before we get to 52?
What? On 52.
On 52. Yes. Sort of? Probably. Are we confused now?
A little bit.
Good. You know, you're part of the show too. You could also plan things. Sip the social meds and all that. Know what I'm saying? You come up with ideas to throw on the social medias?
Well, I'm not always thinking about.
I know. Me neither. That's why we've only done a couple of posts per week. Oh well, it is what it is. You know, we could change things. Instead of me saying, you're you, and I'm me, and this is that, you could say who you are, and then I could say who I am. And you could say, we're here to bring on the questions.
Do you want to try that now?
Sure, let's do it.
I'm Phoenix.
I'm Will.
We're here to bring on the questions.
Oh, yeah.
Fan suggestion.
It is a fan suggestion. But you're jumping the gun, bro. Because we're trying something new, you can't jump the gun. The link.
You can find everything at linktree.com/BOTQS.
Yep. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all the links are there. I don't know if the actual, I don't know if there's a play button there. Try to figure that out. How to make a play button. I think there's a way you could just straight up put the YouTube on there. Probably be a good idea because we're constantly talking about the same link. Yeah? I need to play with it more. And get a merch store going. I think what we'll do for a merch store is we have a heat press and we now learned a more efficient way to get more and better graphics on things. We can make it. It's not going to be maybe not everything. So we'll start a merch store, start like an Etsy or something. We'll do some things literally in our house, and then some things we'll outsource. Like shower curtains. Maybe people want shower curtains. You think people want shower curtains? I'd say bring on the questions. No?
If they're that invested in the show, maybe.
Or cryptid stuff. That'd be fun. Then we can make a commercial for our own merch store. And run that ad.
Yeah.
We pay ourselves. Amazing. Look at us go.
I think it'll work.
Episode 50. Dropping bomb stuff. I skipped there because I heard a little rumble of thunder.
Thunderstorms. Yay.
That means we're getting to spring. Birds are chirping. It's a good time. Things are turning green again. Looking
Okay.
forward to it.
We're done. We're almost done with the dry season. We're getting to the sopping wet season.
For a while.
It's
been
At
off and
least
on
for
rain.
Pennsylvania. It's sopping wet.
Well, all that stuff just blowing across. It's snowing in Canada, but it turns to rain when it gets here. Weather doesn't care about your stupid borders. It doesn't need a passport. That's not what we're talking about in this episode either. So, Miss Phoenix, what question are we bringing in this episode?
How did big corporations become a thing?
Ah, there it is. Your friend, Ryan, she asked this question about corporations. How did they, what's the origin? And she named a few of them. Amazon, Starbucks, Target, I think. You have your phone. I don't know if you're connected to the... I don't think you are signed in to the Bring on the Questions Instagram. That's where she asked it, was on our Instagram. People can ask questions there or on Facebook or message us on TikTok, YouTube.
Could comment on any one of those.
Yep, absolutely. So that's something we haven't really... We like history stuff, and we've been doing all the crazy paranormal stuff, and to me, some of the more odd things, but we haven't really talked about corporations, which is it's very interesting. Huh?
Capitalism.
Yep, capitalism. Capitalist America. What did I listened to stuff they don't want you to know? And what did they call it? An oligarchy.
It's very rumbly outside.
It's getting rumbly outside. What is an oligarchy? A small group of people having control of a country, organization, or institution. Scary, huh? The English aristocratic oligarchy of the 19th century. A country governed by an oligarchy. Which it seems like it's a little bit scary, but it seems like there is the big money in the room. Those handful of people, 6, 10 people.
6, 7.
Nope. If you follow all that kind of stuff, it seems like we are skewing into something like that. That's why we need a third party. Not red, not blue.
Purple.
Okay, that's fine. There is a green party, but we need something drastic. Purple. If the reds are they elephants? Or are they rhinos?
I thought you were
Or
going to say
donkeys?
Republican.
Yeah, Republican is which animal? And what is the Democrat? Democrats are donkeys, Republicans are elephants.
I've never heard that.
What?
I think I just saw a flash lightning from under the curtain.
So it's going to get rumbly again? Look, see? You never seen something like that?
Nope.
Man, we're still not talking about this, but I'm getting sidetracked again. So I'm going to ask anyway. We're already sidetracked. If the Republicans are elephants and the Democrats are donkeys, what would the purple party be?
Woolly mammoths.
Because they're rare and dead. Extinct. We're going to bring them back.
They don't exist in this era yet.
I don't know, man. Woolly mammoth is pretty close to an elephant. We sure we want to do that?
What's more donkey than
What?
giraffe?
But I don't want a donkey thing either. It's got to be something totally different.
But it's big.
Platypus.
And it's savannah. No.
Not a platypus?
Platypus is just a whole different creature.
The purple party is a platypus. Come on, man. Think of the alliteration.
what about like?
But I don't know what the purple party would be called. The people. The people. The purple people party.
One-eyed, one horn. That's what the purple party should be.
Like,
The one-eyed, one horn flying purple people eater.
now, is it an eater that eats purple people?
Depends on where your comma is.
There's no comma.
Well, flying and purple are two adjectives, and so the comma for the I forget what it's called.
Is it people?
Are the purple people?
Does it eat purple people, or is it a eater that? No, is it a purple eater that eats people, or is it an eater that eats purple people? This is still not what the episode's about. The great debate.
Should be a purple giraffe
A purple giraffe.
with a
So
sun instead of stars.
So instead of spots, you want stars instead of spots on the giraffe?
No, a sun instead of stars, because like on the two they had like stars on the sides.
Well, that's because we have stars in the flag, bro.
That's why I'm saying sun, because it's like
We still have to represent the states, but it has to be a totally different party. So it's a purple giraffe with white stars instead of spots. Like it's coming together. It's coming together. Merch.
the long-necked white spot purple giraffe.
That represents the people. It's the people's giraffe. And since we're going to put it on merch, that brings it back to capitalism and the beginning of corporations. We did it.
Yup, full circle. We got
The
this.
emergence of the large-scale business corporation in the United States represents perhaps the most significant structural shift in the history of global capitalism. Boom, there it is. That's what we needed.
We come full circle.
This evolution was not merely a change in the size of firms, but a fundamental transformation in how human labor, financial capital, and technological innovation are organized and directed. There's transition from the small, owner-operated shop of the 18th century to the multi-trillion-dollar digital ecosystems of the 21st century was driven by a series of administrative, legal, and technological breakthroughs that allowed enterprises to transcend the limitations of geography and individual human capacity.
To understand the origin of the, quote, big corporation, one must first establish the parameters that define such an entity. While colloquial usage often equates big simply with high revenue or a large number of employees, the historical and economic definition is more precise. A larger corporation is an extensive business entity operating on a national or global scale, characterized by significant assets, a vast workforce, and a complex, magnificent management hierarchy. However, its most defining characteristic is the implementation of a management system to control economic activity, replacing the market's quote, invisible hand with the, quote, visible hand of managerial coordination.
The legal framework of the corporation provides several distinct advantages that facilitate this scale. These include limited liability, the transferability of shares, juridical? I think that's what I'm going to go with. Juridical personality and indefinite duration. Limited liability is particularly crucial. It ensures that shareholders are not personally liable for the debts or obligations of the corporation beyond the value of their investment. This legal shield allowed early 19th century firms to attract the massive amounts of external capital necessary for building infrastructure, such as railroads and mills, which exceeded the resources of any single individual or partnership.
Furthermore, the corporation possesses a, quote,
juridical
personality, meaning it is a separate legal entity from its owners. It can enter contracts, own property, and be sued in its own name. This legal personhood was significantly strengthened in the late 19th century through
Judicial.
interpretations of the 14th Amendment, which granted corporations, quote, due process rights, often used to strike down labor laws and economic regulations. This evolution from a state-granted privilege for public works to a private right of, quote, personhood is central to the rise of corporate power in America.
So did you understand all that? The corporation itself now acts as a person.
Personification.
Yes, that's what the juridical personality is. So now they've given the corporation, the entity that controls whatever market. Well, it doesn't control market. It controls whatever goods and services that it has. Now it acts as a person in that's governed by laws, and it can make it. It can vote. It can get sued, and it has to abide by laws just like a person. The origin of the American corporation is rooted in the early republic's need for infrastructure. In the 1790s, the United States began to lead the world in corporate development, chartering thousands of entities under special legislative acts. Initially, these were quasi-public entities created for the good of the public, such as bridges, water systems, and banks. However, the 1813 founding of the Boston Manufacturing Company by Francis Cabot Lowell marked a pivotal shift toward the private industrial corporation.
Lowell's innovation, often referred to as the Waltham Lowell system, was the first to apply the corporate model to manufacturing on a massive scale. Unlike earlier textile operations that were fragmented across different locations, the Boston Manufacturing Company integrated the entire production process, from raw cotton bales to finished cloth, within a single facility powered by water wheels. This required a workforce of approximately 300 people, making it the largest factory in America at the time. This model demonstrated that the corporate form could be used to achieve unprecedented efficiencies through integration and scale, setting the stage for the manufacturing revolution of the mid-19th century.
While manufacturing pioneered integration, the railroads were the true birthplace of the modern large-scale corporation. Appearing in the 1850s, the great railway systems were the first organizations to face the, quote, challenge of distance, the necessity of coordinating thousands of workers and millions of dollars in equipment across thousands of miles. By the 1890s, American railroads were not only the largest business in the United States, but the largest in the world.
The Baltimore and Ohio B&O Railroad, established in 1827, is frequently cited as the University of Corporate Management. It pioneered the professionalization of business operations, developing the first sophisticated systems for railroad accounting, auditing, and financial reporting. Because the capital requirements for railroads were so vast, they forced the expansion of investment banking and the creation of various debt obligations, such as mortgage bonds, and debentures, which provided the financial blueprint for all subsequent industrial firms. Debentures are long-term, unsecured debt instruments issued by corporations or governments to raise capital backed only by the issuer's creditworthiness rather than collateral. Offering fixed interest rates, they provide regular income and priority repayment over shareholders during bankruptcy, but carry risks like default, inflation, and interest rate fluctuations.
A critical second-order insight into this development is the influence of the military on corporate structure. Research indicates that the organizational forms of the first railroads, including staff and line hierarchies and departmental structures, or adapted by the U.S. government of war and the U.S. Army. These systems were designed to maintain control over individuals over long distances, creating, quote, calculable persons who could be monitored for performance. This military bureaucratic model allowed railroads like the B&O and the Pennsylvania Railroad to manage operations that were previously thought to be unmanageable by a single firm.
The Pennsylvania Railroad specifically emerged by the 1870s as the largest business enterprise in the world. Its significance was so great that by 1900, its securities accounted for 10% of the total value of all stocks on the market. This level of concentration highlights how the railroads became the, quote, first giant geographically spread enterprises, paving the way for the telegraph and the consolidation of the national market.
So we have a list of the first 10 big corporations in America. Identifying the first 10, quote, big corporations requires looking at the firms that pioneered massive scale through the 19th century and into the 20th century. This list includes the original titans of the Industrial Revolution and the first members of the Dow Jones Industrial Average, which was created in 1896 to track the most influential companies in the U.S. economy. So we'll just go across the table. Boston, the company, when it was founded, what the industry is, and the mechanism of growth. So, number one, the Boston Manufacturing Company was founded in 1813. Its industry is textiles, and its mechanism of growth was first integrated manufacturing factory with 300 plus employees.
Number two, Baltimore and Ohio, B&O, was founded in 1827. Their industry is railroads, and their mechanism of growth was pioneered professional management and corporate accounting.
Number three, Pennsylvania Railroad, founded in 1846, and its industry is railroads, obviously. Mechanism of growth, largest enterprise in the world by 1870, with its geographic spread.
Western Union was founded in 1851. Its industry is telecom, and the
mechanism of growth
was first giant consolidated company from smaller units.
Number five, Standard Oil, founded in 1870. That industry is petroleum, and that mechanism of growth mastered horizontal and vertical integration, and they controlled 90% of the market.
Carnegie Steel was founded in 1892. Obviously, its industry is steel, and its
mechanism
of growth is integrated raw materials, transport, and production, sold for fortune in 1901.
Number seven, American Cotton Oil, founded in 1889. That industry is consumer goods. Mechanism of growth, dominant trust in the 1880s. The original member of the Dow 12.
American Sugar, 1891. Food processing. Mechanism of growth is major industrial trust, controlled sugar refining at massive scale.
Number nine, American Tobacco, founded in 1890, and its industry is consumer goods. That mechanism of growth formed via merger of 5 firms, but it was forced to split in 1911 via antitrust.
Number 10, General Electric, GE, was founded in 1892. Its industry is diversified MFG.
Manufacturing.
Its mechanism of growth is merged Edison General Electric and Thomson Houston, long-term Doe survivor.
These firms transformed the American landscape. Standard Oil under John D. Rockefeller became the prototypical trust, a legal arrangement where multiple companies consolidated control under a single board of trustees to eliminate competition. Standard Oil's reach extended well beyond national borders, dominating both refining and distribution. Similarly, Andrew Carnegie, depending on where you're from, Andrew Carnegie's steel empires leveraged new technologies to produce the metal used for the nation's bridges, skyscrapers, and rails, becoming the most efficient and profitable steel maker in the world.
I lost.
Late 19th century?
The late 19th century, often termed the Late Gilded Age, saw the perfection of corporate integration models. Business entrepreneurs, later dubbed, quote, robber barons, utilized strategies of horizontal and vertical integration to create monopolies. Horizontal integration involved the merger of firms in the same industry to control prices, while vertical integration involved controlling every step of the supply chain. For example, Chicago meat packers after 1870 built huge organizations that handled everything from purchasing livestock to distributing meat across the nation. These companies were so efficient that they used every byproduct of the animals, famously selling everything, quote, but the squeal. This efficiency allowed large firms to undercut local butchers and small manufacturers, effectively driving them out of the market or forcing them into specialized niches.
Which sucks a lot for the small business. So the big business can sell stuff for cheaper because they're constantly manufacturing a huge amount. While
They like quantity over quality.
yes, absolutely, that's the big deal, and that happens so much in modern times. And they try to keep monopolies from happening. That whole Netflix, where Netflix was going to buy Warner Brothers HBO, that would have gave the apparent corporation Netflix. They haven't really. They occasionally release movies into the theater, like the last bit of Stranger Things was released in the movie theater, but it wasn't a massive scale. But if they bought out Warner Brothers, then they would have the whole power that Warner Brothers has, plus HBO, which they've been a dominating thing since I was a kid. It was Channel 3 where I grew up, but you had to pay extra to get HBO. So they're pretty dominating in television because they've made people pay for their service since ever. And then Netflix is dominating streaming services. So it's skewing into what they call antitrust or something like a monopoly, where now Netflix, or if Netflix had bought Warner Brothers HBO, they would have control over multiple parts of the entertainment industry. Warner Brothers does games too. I don't know if HBO does games. Netflix is trying to get into games. But that's not happening. Paramount is buying out Warner Brothers and HBO. Did you know that?
I did not know that. I might have known about the Warner Brothers thing. I did not know about HBO.
So in some twisted universe, you could see Sonic the Hedgehog go to Hogwarts. By way of Game of Thrones.
He'd probably be a Gryffindor because he's very adventurous.
I like it. What about Knuckles? Tails.
Tails would be Ravenclaw. His intelligence.
Yep, I agree.
I feel like Knuckles would be Hufflepuff because of his loyalty.
Loyalty to friends or loyalty to his house?
Loyalty to family.
Okay. And then Shadow the Hedgehog, Slytherin. Probably.
Maybe.
I don't know who Robotnik would be.
Robotnik would be a Death Eater.
Like it. He's not for anybody but himself.
Yeah.
Good job. We did it. Figured out Sonic, Hogwarts. Well done. Didn't know we were going to go there. Had no idea.
Capitalism can get you many ways.
Yep. I'm trying to think of other things that Paramount, Nickelodeon. They own Nickelodeon too, so
SpongeBob.
could go to Hogwarts. We're not going down that path right now.
I don't know what SpongeBob will be.
I don't know. He's yellow.
Krabs is definitely Slytherin.
Yeah.
So ambitious.
Sandy's Gryffindor.
Yeah. Or Ravenclaw.
Yeah. But she's adventurous too. I didn't want to go down that path. We should keep going.
There's some obvious ones and there's some... SpongeBob is kind of none of them. He's just happy-go-lucky.
Wow. So, the Sorting Hat would not know what to do with SpongeBob.
Muggle.
He's a muggle, and he would be happy about it.
Yeah.
He would catch butterflies and not use magic to do it.
He'd use his net.
He's a house elf.
That actually makes sense.
He likes making Krabby Patties. He's always in the kitchen, but he's loyal to a fault. Stranger danger.
I think the best house for SpongeBob is Hufflepuff.
Maybe. Yeah.
Because he's not the most intelligent, so... And he's not very ambitious, so I think that rules out Ravenclaw and Slytherin.
Your house is Hufflepuff.
Yeah.
You want to bunk with SpongeBob?
He's happy-go-lucky. I want that in my life. He's an optimistic guy.
Yep.
I don't want a pessimist in my life. That's just gonna...
I don't think pessimists go to Hufflepuff at all. No, there's no pessimists in Hufflepuff. I don't
Probably
think so.
not in Gryffindor either.
Mm-mm.
That's what I'm saying. SpongeBob is an
Ron's a little bit of a pessimist.
A little bit. But he's got that adventure in him.
Anyway, we should keep going on with corporations. We're almost there. This era also saw the implementation of, quote, Taylorism, or scientific management. By standardizing and mechanizing processes, firms could achieve mass production, making great quantities of identical products far more cheaply than individual artisans. This transformation of labor dynamics created an urban working class that was often subject to poor conditions and low wages, leading to the rise of labor demands and the eventual introduction of federal regulations like the Sherman Antitrust Act of 1890.
Transitioning to the contemporary era, the definition of a, quote, big corporation has moved from the physical infrastructure of rails and steel to the digital infrastructure of data and artificial intelligence. In early 2026, the global market is dominated by a group of technology companies whose market capitalizations have reached unprecedented heights, reflecting their role as the primary engines of modern economy.
All right, so here's the top 5 U.S. corporations by market valuation as of February 2026.
Just last month.
Yep. So at number 1, we have NVIDIA with a market cap of $4.51 trillion, and their primary sector is information technology. Their key metric / influence is AI chips, GPUs, with 91% revenue from data centers.
Company 2 is Alphabet, whatever that is.
You're about to find out at the end here.
Their market cap?
Their market cap, yeah.
What's cap?
Capital, market capital.
Market cap is 4.15 trillion. Their primary sector is communication. Their key metric / influence is Google search, 89.8% search market share.
Alphabet is a parent company of Google. And I'm pretty sure the reason Google didn't spin out into Alphabet, they created a new company, and then that company bought out Google, which is such a whatever, man. Google does what Google does because they have pretty much infinite money, it seems like. But as far as I understand, the reason they did that is because they wanted to be higher in the alphabet. They want to be closer to the beginning. So Google is down the list a little bit, and they wanted to be Alphabet. I think that's part of the thing.
They want to be Boogle, not Google.
Yep, basically. Whatever, man. That's what corporations do. Since Facebook as a company bought this and this thing, and this thing, and this thing, and this thing, they're like, okay, well, we need something to put all that stuff under. So that's the reason they created Meta. So Meta has Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. I think they have Snapchat. Something like that. But they have multiple lower companies. I don't want to be wrong about that. What does Meta own? Meta Platform Incorporated owns and operates a massive social technology empire, most notably Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Messenger. And they have the augmented reality thing, the Meta Quest, Threads, which is like a spinoff of Instagram. It's more of a Twitter competitor than Instagram. In the advertising networks, Meta Business Suite and Audience Network. So they have a number of things under them. Ray-Ban Meta glasses, they're part of all that stuff. Meta Quest, or formerly Oculus. So there's all that. But I don't know if they're not in the top 5. Not yet. Number 3 of the top 5 is Apple, with a market cap of $3.96 trillion. Their primary sector is information technology, and their key metric / influence is 2.35 billion active devices in the iPhone / services ecosystem. They like that.
Is Jeff Bezos still alive?
Yeah. That's Amazon. Mark Zuckerberg's Meta.
So then what's Apple?
Who was that guy? Tim Cook, CEO of Apple. Tim Cook, yeah.
Steve Jobs.
Was Steve Jobs until Steve Jobs couldn't buy his way out of cancer.
That's who I was thinking of, because I knew the owner of Apple had died, and I was thinking it was Jeff Bezos.
No.
It was not Jeff Bezos.
No.
Steve Jobs.
Right. And we can get into that corporation too at some point. History of Apple, history of Microsoft. We'll spread these out, the origin of different corporations, like we do cryptids, because there's so freaking many of them, and other things that we spread out, like we haven't done this thing in a while. So we're going to do some of that. We'll do that with corporations too. Sounds good, right? Okay. What's number 4 on the list, Phoenix?
Microsoft. Their capital is $3.14 trillion.
Pi trillion dollars. What?
Microsoft must be really proud of themselves right now.
It fluctuates. It was pi trillion dollars weeks ago at some hour on some Wednesday. Then the next hour is something else. That's how market caps do. But snapshot, boom, pi trillion dollars at some point in February.
Their primary sector is information tech, and their influence is Azure cloud platform, 68% Windows OS share.
Yeah, so it seems like 68% of people that use computers use Windows. I think that's what I'm getting out of that. And the company I work for, our servers, so because there's multiple offices across the country, and everybody needs to access all the things at the same time. So we use Microsoft's cloud platform, Azure. Amazon has one too, but we do Microsoft's. And then, of course, number 5, Amazon, $2.6 trillion market cap. And their primary sector is consumer discretionary. So it's consumer related. Excuse me. And their key metrics / influence is the largest online retailer, 200 million plus Prime users. And we are one of them. We are a family that uses Amazon products.
We have gone into capitalist. We live in capitalist America.
Capitalist America.
What do you expect?
Yes. We pay for conveniences. We pay for wants.
NVIDIA has rapidly ascended to become the world's most valuable company by early 2026, driven by the global boom in artificial intelligence. The company reported record revenue of $68.1 billion for the fourth quarter of fiscal 2026, with annual profits exceeding $100 billion. NVIDIA's GPUs, graphic processing units, are the essential hardware for training large language models and powering AI data centers, which accounted for 91% of its total revenue in late 2025. Its brand value grew by 110% in a single year, reflecting its central role in the technological paradigm shift toward AI-driven industry.
NVIDIA, I think in my work laptop, the GPU is NVIDIA. I was looking at my personal laptop. No, that one's not NVIDIA. It's a Ryzen or a Radeon. Or Radeon is the graphics processor in this. NVIDIA is expensive, and they can be expensive because they are an incredibly good product. All right, Alphabet, the parent company of Google, remains a dominant force in the global information economy. In 2025, it generated $402.8 billion in revenue and $132.2 billion in net income, the largest annual profit ever recorded by a U.S. company to date. Alphabet's strength lies in its diverse ecosystem, which includes the world's most popular search engine, YouTube, the world's strongest brand in 26, and a growing cloud business. Alphabet has a significant hardware advantage through its custom AI chips, TPUs, which allow it to reduce its reliance on external suppliers and maintain high profit margins. TPU stands for Tensor Processing Units. They are specialized ASICs designed to accelerate machine learning workloads, offering significantly higher performance per watt for AI training and inference compared to GPUs. Deployed since 2015, they power Google services like Search, Photos, and Gemini. Key components include systolic arrays, high bandwidth memory, HBM, and units for matrix multiplication, activation, and normalization.
Apple continues to lead in brand value, which reached $607.6 billion in early 2026.
I gotta go.
607. Its success is built on an installed base of 2.35 billion active devices, allowing it to transition from a hardware-focused company to one that derives significant growth from services like iCloud, Apple Music, and the App Store. Despite antitrust scrutiny regarding its smartphone market share, Apple's integration of AI into its Apple Intelligence platform and its expansion into spatial computing with the Vision Pro ensure its continued relevance in the hardware-software synthesis.
Microsoft has successfully transformed itself from a legacy software provider into a cloud and AI powerhouse. Its intelligent cloud segment, anchored by Azure, reported 34% revenue growth in mid-25. Microsoft has invested over $200 billion in AI technology since 24, integrating generative AI across its Office suite and search functions. Its Azure platform is a major competitor to Amazon's AWS, Amazon Web Services, serving as the foundation for the digital transformation of businesses worldwide.
Amazon is projected to surpass Walmart as the biggest company in the world by revenue in 2026. Its e-commerce operations sell over 350 million unique items, supported by a massive logistics network of over 100 fulfillment centers in the US alone. However, its most profitable division is Amazon Web Services, AWS, the world's largest cloud computing platform. Amazon plans to invest $200 billion in infrastructure in 26 to meet the soaring demand for AI services and cloud storage, cementing its role as a quote hyperscaler in the digital age.
You know what sucks though? People have hacked into the AWS service and overwhelmed it. I think what do they call that? I don't remember what they call that. Something. It's a DNS attack, so it pings for services over and over and over again and overwhelms it, and then it can't. It has no more processing power for other like simple services. And when that happens, all the things that rely on specifically that thing, the Amazon Web Services, go down. A lot of security goes through it, a lot of marketing things. There are a number of small businesses that use that for their own small business websites. And when that goes down, it hurts a lot of things. And it has happened in recent times, last couple of years. The history of the large corporation is a narrative of both immense productivity and concentrated power. From the railroads of the 1850s to the tech giants of 2026, these entities have redefined the relationship between the state, the citizen, and the market. In the 19th century, the scale-up corporations disconnected owners from their employees, leading to the rise of professional managers who valued efficiency and, quote, throughput above all else. This managerial revolution allowed for the settlement of the American West and the creation of a national market, but it also resulted in the homogenization of labor and the emergence of wealth inequality that defined the Gilded Age.
The last two in the so-called Magnificent Seven are Meta and Tesla in that order. Meta is the parent company of Facebook, Instagram, and Threads, just to name a few social media outlets. Then Tesla is, of course, Elon Musk's massively popular electric vehicle company. Today, the Magnificent Seven and other trillion-dollar companies wield influence that rivals that of many nation-states. Their ability to divest or invest somewhere elsewhere and gives them leverage over local and state governments, often resulting in tax concessions and regulatory exemptions. Furthermore, the concentration of economic power allows these corporations to influence public policy through significant expenditures, raising questions about the alignment of private corporate interests with the public good.
And that's what I mean by oligarchy. So now, because of the stupid money that the quote Magnificent Seven have, they could say, hey, government guy, here's a bunch of money to fund your campaign to make you look better to the public. How about you don't charge me so many taxes? Okay. So now the company has influenced the chain of power. And that's how the oligarchy works. All these big companies can influence policies, politics, politicians, literally paying off politicians.
Hush hush money.
Basically. It's messy. It's a big mess. Just need all the monies.
In this, at least in America, money equals power.
It does. It really does. And that's why we need the Purple Party.
We need our purple giraffes.
Yep. Purple Party.
Purple people.
Eater. One-armed. Flying.
I thought it was one-eyed.
Is it?
It is one-eyed.
No.
One-eyed, one-horned.
One-horned. One-eyed, one-horned.
Unicorns.
Oh, no. We got there. Purple Pegasus.
What's in between a unicorn and an alicorn? But those are all very donkey. We need a little bit more elephant in there.
Why? We're skewing away from the elephant, man. Those are the reds. Donkey is the Democrats, and the Republicans are the elephant. They don't want anything to do with them.
So we're going indigo? Indigo unicorns?
Indigo unicorns. I thought we were doing purple.
But since we're skewing a little bit away from the red party, we're going a little indigo.
I guess purple is a combination of red and blue. It's an exact combination. We need the good of both, which is hard to find because they both suck. There's a green party.
But that's called blue.
What?
Should we go brown?
Let's go blue.
Green, blue, and yellow?
But in the digital age, it's RGB. You get all the colors. You get all the colors by using so much of red, so much of blue, so much of green. Or red, RGB, red, green, blue.
What about yellow?
Roy G. Biv.
Honestly, we could just use yellow because it's primary colors. Yellow's our last primary color.
Yep. The Yellow Party, powered by the sun. Represented by which creature?
I think we could get unicorns.
Jackrabbit. You want to go with yellow unicorns?
Or we could just go giraffes.
Because they're yellow and brown.
It's a mixture of neither red or blue and all the colors. With both red and blue. We could have purple spots.
I think you've convinced me. Purple spots.
The slight mixture of red and blue.
You know, while I'm humming, Crash Your Tummies.
What?
The purple spots. Or the purple spots. You know what? It was a while ago. Crash Test Dummies. Song. Yeah. Let's see. Here are the lyrics. What's it? There you go. Once there was this girl who wouldn't go and change with the girls in the change room. But when they finally made her, they saw birthmarks all over her body. She couldn't quite explain it. They'd always just been there. You'll have to watch the video. It's bananas. This is already goofy, and then Weird Al did his own.
Of course he did.
And in the video, there's this girl with Crusher's dummies, purple spots girl. I don't know. What the? Nope. This is great for an audio medium. Dang it. There's no picture of the girl with the purple spots. All right.
Bella Swan.
I don't know why she showed up. That's weird. That's not what I wanted. All right. Well, I'll have to show you the video later. But I don't think purple. Brown stars? That's not a good idea either. But we need stars. The stars have to be on it.
You know what the purple is? The purple tongue.
Ooh, there you go.
A taste of purple.
That's got to show up. I don't like the brown stars, though. But I don't think white stars would show up too much on a yellow giraffe.
A mixture of orange and green stars. Because red and orange and blue and... Huh?
I don't know.
Red and yellow and blue and yellow.
I don't know, man. We'll have to look at some concepts. We're getting somewhere, but I think we'll have to look at some concepts. Maybe brown stars would be okay.
Maybe. Because it's been all of them. In the beginning, I was thinking about how I said we had come full circle. Mm-hmm. And it was like how we were thinking of purple in the beginning. And it's like the transition in a color wheel, blue to purple.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Here you go. Gemini. Giraffe with brown stars instead of spots. All right, let's read the next thing and check it out later. Final nuanced insight is the concept of technological and managerial determinism in corporate growth. Alfred Chandler argued that progress and innovation in production and the expansion of markets required a change in management. Without hierarchical administrators, the massive railway systems or the modern AI data centers simply could not function. This suggests that the, quote, big corporation is not an accidental byproduct of capitalism, but a necessary organizational response to technological complexity. As technology advanced, from steam locomotives to integrated circuits to generative AI, the structures needed to manage that technology became increasingly complex, moving from simple factories to multi-divisional firms to global digital ecosystems.
As the United States enters the second quarter of the 21st century, the evolution of the corporation continues. The 2026 employment landscape reveals that while tech giants dominate market capitalization, traditional retailers like Walmart and Amazon still provide the vast majority of jobs, with Walmart employing 2.1 million people and Amazon 1.5 million. This highlights a growing tension between value giants, high profit, lower headcount, and employer giants, lower profit margins, massive headcount.
The next stage of corporate evolution appears to be centered on the integration of artificial intelligence into the very fabric of management. Just as the railroads utilize internal auditing and precise timetables to manage distance, modern firms are using AI to manage data at a scale and speed that exceeds human cognition. Whether these entities can continue to align with the quote, public good, as their early 19th century predecessors were chartered to do, remains the central question of modern corporate governance.
The origin story of the big corporation is thus a cycle of innovation, consolidation, and regulation. From the Waltham Mills to the Silicon Valley campuses, the American corporation has served as the primary engine of economic growth, even as it has continually tested the boundaries of legal, social, and political frameworks. Understanding this history is essential for navigating a future where corporate influence is likely to become even more pervasive and technologically advanced.
Yikes. There we go. That was the origin and what modern big corporations look like.
And for our giraffe with brown stars, I bet I could draw one.
Okay, good. And you have to show the purple tongue. And then we'll put it on a shirt. The yellow party. Not because we're cowards. We're not yellow.
We're yelling.
Uh-oh.
To change the world.
Starting with home.
A place where I can go.
Mm-hmm. That's how we'll end it. With the and a place we can go. Question brought.
Question answered.